for agents to become a little bit more like agents, we need to have the brain or the model. I just talked about this. And there's going to be a set of instructions for every step of the way. So essentially, you are a software engineer, or you are a startup advisor or a career advisor, and you are bound by these kinds of laws and rules and contexts. These become the prompt. Prompt engineering goes into the constructions, and this tells the agent how to behave and how to think and what needs to be done. Now, the clearer the instructions that we have, the better the outcome will be. So now we have the model, how to think, like OpenAI, Anthropic, whichever. We have the instructions. Then we could say, you know what? Somebody had mentioned the career change example. For the agent to become an agent, they will need to be able to take some kind of action. Those some kind of action is called tools, and that could involve like writing to a file, sending an email, or reading from a file, or creating some kind of document, like all kinds of flavors. And depending on which system you use, you may have access to different tools. Now we have the model, the instructions, and the tools where the agent now can take some kind of action. That action could be, again, working with the external world, sending an email, or something internal, updating an internal document that you can go review. We're going from chat, copying and paste from ChatGPT all the way to, you know what, now you don't have to copy the answer from ChatGPT and put it in your documentation system or in your email. It does it for you using the tools because you have defined the rules clearly. The other thing is the incoming side. I just set something up this morning for myself. I receive a receipt for my expenses. I want the system to understand this is an expense and put it in a file and send it over to my accounting system. The tool is both in external, outbound, or working with the outside world, or in incoming, where trigger-based, and there's all kinds of flavors of that we could be done. And then the other part becomes the context, the element of memory. With the agents, not all of them have it, not all of them need it, but usually the idea is what the agent needs to remember. 2 weeks ago, John applied, and John has these kinds of skills, and John wants to get into software engineering or agent building. Being able to remember the context required to make the decision is another element of making a system agentic and creating those. Pretty much any agent system that you're working with has some kind of these elements. Now, the other thing that I'm overlooking here is I'm just making it simple, like one instruction, one set of rules and constraints and prompts. But in reality, a lot of times an agentic system or agent will have multi-step process. I used the example of content creation earlier, somebody had mentioned. At some point for content creation, you're ideating, creating the ideas. What are the criteria? What are the instructions for the agent to help you with creating the ideas? Then you're going through editing or trimming, and then you're going through making it publishable or ready, or making the copy better, right? So each one of these have different sets of rules. Same goes with all the other aspects. So these become the more like complex or advanced or multi-step agent.